Hi, this is Randy. Welcome to my channel. Glad to have you here today. God's been good to me. I hope He's been good to you. I'm sure He has. And this is the day the Lord has made. I'll rejoice and be glad in it. If you would please look at the right-hand corner, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. It'll help them push my stuff out so other people can see it. What I want to talk to you today, this is not scripted, and it's nothing like what I do. I don't get into politics. I've been on here for a year and a half and got almost 250 videos. I've never talked about politics, but today I'm going to, and I know that it's not popular, but here's what I want to tell you. There was a study conducted by the Cultural Research Center at Arizona Christian University, and they said that according to their survey, 32 million Christians who regularly attend church on a regular basis are not likely to vote in this election. They dislike the two candidates, and they believe their vote will not make a difference. That's the two reasons they gave. Let me tell you something. Your vote does matter. It's time for Christians to stand up and be heard. And you need to go to the polls and vote. All of us in the United States have lost loved ones or had loved ones that fought in battles of this country. The original revolution, when we had the Civil War, my great-grandfather fought in the Civil War. Not my great-great, but my great-grandfather. My grandfather was born in 1862. My dad in 1895. My uncle fought in World War I and saw 2 or 3 major battles, got a couple of medals, and he also got gassed in World War I, and he came back and he fought for our country. And I had uncles fight in World War II, the Korean War. I've had relatives fight in Vietnam, served at peacetime. Had a nephew that fought over in Iraq and Afghanistan. So, these people, our ancestors, have gave their lives so we could be free and have our Constitution and have our constitutional rights, something a lot of people around the world don't have, to have our freedom that we can choose our leaders. Now, I hear from Christian people that say, well, I don't like either candidate. Well, I understand, but that's what you have to choose from. And I realize I'm not sure, I'm not making fun, I don't want to misquote a Greenpeace or Green something. They have a candidate and somebody else does too, but they've never been effective in winning an election or even coming close to winning a state. So we need to realize that our vote does count, all right? And 32 million Christians. Do you realize the last election, it was around 3 million votes difference between the two candidates? Somewhere thereabout, or the one before it. I've seen many where there were 1, 2, 3 million difference. So if you got 32 million Americans that are Christians and says they won't show up because their vote don't count, that isn't true. Your vote does count. I want to encourage you to get out and exercise your God-given constitutional right to cast your ballot and vote. We need to vote. Christians need to be heard. They need to know that we're here and that we love our country and that we're going to cast our ballot. And our vote does count. Now, I'm not telling you who to vote for. That's up to you. But I'm going to tell you, we've had a lot of people that don't like us Christians. We've had candidates run for presidency who have said that we cling to our God, our guns, and our Bibles. We have one that said we're not progressive thinkers and our women do what we tell them to do and vote how we tell them to vote. We had one of the people in the FBI at the last election said that we're smelly Walmart people. And we also had a president the other day that's trying to backtrack and backstep what he said and said that certain people that vote are garbage. All right, so it's time the Christians stood up and cast their vote. 32 million people staying at home. Too many people's lost their lives and fought in all these battles to give us freedom to cast our ballot. Let me encourage you, go out and vote. This election is important. There's a lot at stake in the election. A lot of states have certain amendments to their constitution Some states have their, like us here, our governor's running for office, our lieutenant governor. There's all sorts of state senators and things of this nature. There's a lot at stake, and there's a lot of people to vote for. Not, you can't just say the two people at the top, I don't like either one of them, and I don't think my vote will count. There's a lot of stuff underneath that. Governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, state senators, amendments to your constitution of your state, your own state constitution. You need to get out and vote. You need to get out and vote. And so I'm encouraging you as a child of God to get out and cast your ballot. Don't let all these people that have passed away, lost their lives, given their lives up to give us freedom and allow us to cast our vote and be able to go and be heard. Don't let that go in vain. Don't do that. And so Christians need to stand up. They don't like the two candidates, so I understand. Two lessers of two evils sometimes. But guess what? One of the two you got to pick. That's up to you. You vote how you want to vote. When you get in that voting booth, vote your conscience. That's up to you. But I'm telling you, all Christians should get out and vote. Your vote will matter. Most elections could be made any way if people would just go vote. It could be completely different. But don't let this discouragement, dislike of two candidates, and not want to vote because you don't think your vote counts. It does count. Besides, like I said, there's other things besides the presidency. Your governors, your senators, your congressmen, your local state senators, amendments to your constitution. Some states have stuff on there about raising taxes for different things and all that. All right, all that'll be decided without you. And then you'll be wind up paying the bill, and you'll say, well, this isn't right for that. They raised these taxes. They did this, they did that. And you stayed home. All right, so you can make a change by going and casting your ballot. I realize it's only one, and there's millions and millions in the United States, but there's a lot of stuff within your own state and in your own area where you live. There's all sorts of stuff on the ballots. You need to educate yourself and get out there come Tuesday and vote your conscience. Get into that voting booth, and once you get in there, it's up to you to do what you want to do. Pray and ask the Lord to help you. And you decide who you want to vote for. But I hate to see 32 million Christians set out. Because the last election, 25 million Christians never voted. They stayed home. Because of this, two reasons. They don't like the candidates, and their vote don't make a difference. 25 million people. Do you think if those 25 million voted, things could have been different in a lot of states, in a lot of cities and communities? A lot of stuff could have been completely different. But people, Christians need to be heard, and they need to have their voice heard, and they need to get out and vote and go to the polls, ask God to help you, and choose wisely what you want, who you want. However, at the presidency, at your state level, at your local place where you live, in your county. Some people have sheriffs running. Some have different things, judges trying to get back on the bench. It's important. Go out and cast your vote. It don't cost you any money, but it may cost you money if you don't cast your vote. So go out, be an American, remember the people who fought and died for us, and cast your ballot and be heard as a Christian and as a person that wants fair treatment in their country and they want things to be right between them and God. Then you need to vote and go out and cast your ballot. Now, let me say this before I close. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I don't. Your local elections. You may have a sheriff running. You may have a state senator running. There may be a senator in your state, governor, lieutenant governor, and all this, and secretary of state, and then all sorts of amendments. You need to vote. You need to cast your vote. I love you. God loves you. I'm telling you, you're free, and people have paid a price to give us this option, and we need to get out and vote. God loves you, and I love you. Please subscribe to the channel. Bottom right hand corner, give me a thumbs up. help me out. If you, you may not like this video. I thought twice about making it, but I don't usually do this. You can look at my videos. They're all about the Bible. They're all about encouraging people, telling people what the Bible has to say, giving them the truth for people that are just ordinary, plain Christians and ordinary people, what God has to say about us. And so I try to do that. But I'm just doing this because I feel it broke my heart when I seen that 32 million Christians weren't going to go to the polls and 25 million in the last election didn't go. That shouldn't be. You need to get out. God bless you. I love you. Love your country. Love your politicians. Whoever gets elected. It don't matter if it's your candidate or not. You need to pray for all the candidates. Your senators, your congressmen, your governors, the president. You need to pray for everybody. Cast your ballot. Exercise your God-given American right. And thank those that have died to give us freedom. And go out and cast your ballot. And pray for your candidates. And you will make a difference. God bless you. Thank you for your time this time. Till next time, old Rev May signing off. You have a wonderful day. And God bless the United States.